and welcome back to Nat Chat. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're with Peter Turin, who is an author, public speaker and founder and director of Black Belt in Excellence, and he's received his Black Belt as well in Excellence, and much more. Welcome back to the program.
Hi.
Hi Peter, can you tell us, before the break we were talking about interest versus commitment to reach goals, because people can be interested in something and they want to do it but they don't actually ever achieve it, and it's only if they make the commitment, they write the goals, they set out and achieve each goal each day in small steps that they actually achieve it. So can we just elaborate on that?
Well, you've summed that up beautifully. Thanks very much. Look, I think it's applicable to so many aspects of your life. When you talk about the difference between being interested as opposed to being really committed to achieving those things that you say that you want to achieve. Let's talk about, for example, health and fitness.
Yep.
When I'm speaking at conferences and seminars and I ask people generally, how many people in this room would love to be fitter and healthier in the next 12 months than they've ever been in their lives before? Virtually 100% of people put their hands up. Some people even stick their legs up in the air. They're so excited about wanting to be fitter and healthier. But like most people, that excitement and that enthusiasm very often stays inside the conference room.
Yeah.
Because they're interested in being fitter and healthier, but they're not committed. So if I challenge them, I say, well, okay, we've got to get into the game. Let's focus on the 1%ers. The 1%er re fitness and health may be, tomorrow morning when you wake up, let's do 2 sit-ups and 2 push-ups. Is that achievable? Yes or no? Well, the answer is yes, it is.
Yeah.
So the point is, it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do.
Yeah.
And most things in our lives are just that. They're easy to do, but they're easy not to do. Most people want to travel somewhere in the world. So if you said that you wanted to go to the pyramids, let's say, well, step number 1, the easy to do, is to go to your local travel agent and get a brochure on the pyramids.
Yeah.
Easy to do?
Yep, easy not to do.
Easy not to do,
Yeah.
but you're in the game. Are we
Yeah.
just interested in going there, or are we committed? Now you might say, well, okay, but to be committed to go there, I've got to have money, I may have to go with, well, terrific. They're just the details. Maybe, yes, you do have to put $10 a day aside, or $10 a week aside, or $5, whatever it may be. But they're the small steps that you need to take to move you in the direction that you say you want to go.
Yeah.
So many people that I talk to, they talk about commitment to a relationship, whether it be at work, their work team, or their family team. I can't begin to tell you how many people will share with me that they love. I'll give you an exact story. A gentleman at a conference, a chief executive, was telling me how much he loves his little boy, Ben. Ben is 5 years of age. Now, I'd only just met this particular gentleman at this dinner, and 35 minutes into the dinner, he's still telling me how much he loves Ben and how important he is. And I'm starting to think to myself, something's not quite right here. So out of the blue, I asked him, what time does young Ben go to bed at night? To which he responded, 6:30. I said, terrific. What time do you get home from work at night? To which he responded, 7:15. So when you think about that, I would suggest that at best he is interested in his relationship with Ben, but he's not committed. And the fact that he's trying to justify and tell me and convince me, I wasn't convinced. And I meet a lot of interested people. The sad thing for him is that he will be at Ben's 21st and Ben will lean over to his mother and say, hey mum, who's that bloke over there in the corner? So the point is, it isn't about convincing or selling yourself to somebody else. It's about when you do set sail and you do start to write your goals down, they have to have meaning to you.
Yeah.
For me to say that I'm going to set a goal so that I can manufacture light bulbs, there's nothing about that I find exciting. Whereas for somebody else, manufacturing light bulbs, I can't think of anything that would blow me away more. So it's got to be something that's real for you. It's got to have some semblance of relevance to you. And so the goals that you set have got to be, they've got to stretch you, but they've got to be achievable. So 2 sit-ups and 2 push-ups, that gets you into the game. And it lets me know that I've now moved beyond interest. I'm now focused on my commitment to health and fitness.
And what did this man say when you pointed out, well, if you are so committed to Ben, why aren't you there?
Well, he probably didn't enjoy very much what I had to say to him, and I was just trying to
help him.
And really just help him wake up and see that this isn't about convincing anybody else. There are some sad stories along the way. A gentleman from the United States who I was conferencing with recently, we went for a run. I'll say run, it was slow. He was only 39 years of age, and he asked me how old I was, and when I told him, he nearly had a heart attack. And it's not because I don't look my age, because I do, but he woke up to the fact that he looked 10 years older than I am. He has made, his words, more money in this lifetime than he could spend in 10 lifetimes. But he has a wife who doesn't particularly care about him, and he has a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old who he doesn't know, and they don't know him. So we've got to start asking ourselves what's important to us.
Exactly.
So it isn't about anybody else. And if that's what's important to him, I'm not judging him.
Yeah.
But I looked at him and I said to him, you know, the beautiful thing is, Mike, which was obviously his name, I said, the beautiful thing, Mike, is that you don't have to change anything. He said, what do you mean? This is just me being typically me. I said, you don't have to change a thing. He said, what do you mean? I said, if you never want to know your 3-year-old or your 6-year-old, you don't have to change a thing.
Yeah.
But if it is important to you, then you've got to be a little bit more than just interested in a relationship with your kids.
Yeah.
You've got to actually plan for it. You've got to put time aside. You can't be travelling the world all of the time and expect that you're going to have a wonderful relationship with your kids. Now, I understand with the work that you do that there is travel involved. But there are times too when you could be home and you choose not to be.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
and it's simple
real
like
life.
that, isn't it? Easy to do, easy not to do. It's your choice. It's just they both take as much energy. It's just our choice, isn't it? And we're happier when we do the ones that we really want to do.
Well, you know, in my discussions with you, I love it when you talk to me about, you know, when you go for your walks. And we were talking off camera earlier about sometimes the toughest thing is beginning the walk, isn't it? Is, you know, I wake up in the morning, I look outside, we know the sun isn't always going to be shining, and there's a famous song, you know, about, you know, always take the weather with you.
Yeah.
Now, you choose as to whether you perform all of the time or just some of the time. You know, you can't wait for all the stars to be perfectly aligned before you bring about results in your life. You've got to have a real want, a real desire to get out there and make it happen and celebrate. You know, when you go for that first walk, even if it's just to the letterbox and back, that's awesome. Because yesterday you didn't walk. So be excited. Don't look at somebody running a marathon and thinking, well, that's what I should be doing. No, they didn't wake up one day and just run a marathon. They too got into the game, small steps.
Yeah, one
Small
step
steps.
at a time.
Yeah, how powerful is that?
Yeah.
But we've got to bring that to life.
Yeah.
Because I think it's worse knowing and not doing than not knowing at all.
Yeah.
If you know that taking that first step would make a monumental shift in your life and in your achievements, then take the step.
Yeah.
Take the step.
Yeah.
It's easy to do, but it's easy not to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm alluding to when I say that's your choice.
Yeah.
When you wake up tomorrow morning and you think, what was that bloke's name again? Peter Turin, 2 sit-ups and 2 push-ups. You're kidding me. There's no way in the world. Well, that's your choice. But it might just put a smile on your face when you wake up and you do those 2 push-ups and you do those 2 sit-ups and you walk to the letterbox and back instead of getting the dog to go and get the newspaper, you go and get the newspaper. And have fun with it at the same time. If it puts a smile on your face, then there's more likelihood you're going to do it on an ongoing basis. True or false?
True. We're about to go to break now.
No breaks.
You're watching Nat Chat. Stay with us. We'll be back with more very shortly.